So first of all, let us try one sample Z test for population mean. As I told, for the normal distribution, you should know the standard deviation of variance before, and the sample should be larger than 30 or equal 30, but better more than 30. This is the rule for one sample Z test. Let us do one example. Before going to the example, I told you that there are 5 steps for hypothesis test. First of all, you have to state the hypothesis, null hypothesis, alternate hypothesis. For one sample Z test, we have to null hypothesis H0, that is mu equal to mu 0. That is mu is taking some value, we are agree, and alternative hypothesis we are not agree. That is two sample, it is not equal. If you say one tail test, that is greater, it may be more than, it may be less than. Okay, and we can find the test. And second, we have to fix level of significance. Second step. Third step, we have to calculate the value of test statistics by this formula x bar. X bar is the sample mean from the sample we get, minus mu, that is will be given in the population. Okay, and sigma is the variance of the population, and divided by root over n. Root over n is sample size. Okay, this is the formula for test statistics for one sample mean test. Then you have to find the critical region if conventional level, or you can do the p-value. And if and how can we find the critical region? Critical region for the two tests will do. It will be more better when we will have the practical example. Okay. For two tests, normally critical value is greater than positive value. This is a normal. And for the right tail, critical region is the greater than of the tabulated value, and for the left tail, it is less than tabulated value. We can also do the p-value, we'll do in details. And if the value of z fall in the critical region, we reject the null hypothesis and accept the alternative. This is the last one, conclusion, and 4.1 is the also critical region. We'll do more details with example. Okay, this is the just some format how to do the one sample Z test. Okay, and if you follow as I told, we can do also critical region. Also, we can do the p-value. We can for the number 4 step, we can use the p-value approach. You got some value of z, and p-value will be 2 multiply z greater than of that value, positive value. Okay, in R I saw in R how can you get 2 multiply 1 minus a p norm and the value of positive value of z. If you do like that in R programming, you can do it. And Excel, how can you get the value of p-value? 2 multiply as it is greater than 1 minus normal distribution of value of z, and true. We'll do in the Excel. I'll show how to do easily in Excel to find p-value. Okay, and also from table you can also find it. Okay, from table also easily you can find the p-value for z test. Okay, easily you can find. And if it is a one tail test greater than right tail, or p-value will be probabilities that it will be greater than a positive value of z. That is we got. That is we got any value we got. It will be in R we can find like that. Okay, 1 minus, that is p norm. This is we can get, or in the Excel I can got like that, 1 minus p norm is the value of z and true. Okay. For the left tail test, if the alternate hypothesis is less than, mean is less than some value, we can get the p-value like this. Okay, p probability z less than the value with test statistics. In R it will be p norm directly. Okay, for less than you can get very easily p norm of the value of this. And Excel also we can get normal. If we do in Excel norm standard deviation value of true, we put the true. We can get easily for the p-value by Excel. We'll do in the example. Okay, and interesting is that if you use the statistical package SPSS or R, you want to fit some model, it will, you don't need to calculate p-value, it will come automatically to you. So p-value is more convenient. You can get from some statistics directly. You don't need to calculate. Okay, and if your p-value is less than the alpha, that is your level significant, it is very unlikely or very less chance to obtain better result. So if your p-value is less than alpha, you have, it is very unlikely, less chance to get that better result than your test statistic. That is that will go in favor of your alternative hypothesis, and that is opposite. If p-value, therefore p-value less than alpha, we reject the null hypothesis. and accept the alternative. So remember that p-value less than alpha, that is never significant, we reject the null hypothesis. Always, so very easy to understand, only one thing. Okay. Some value, if you use the conventional method, please try to remember this table. Normally standard is 5% or 1%. Better to remember these two value. For two tail value of z is 1.96 for 5%, plus it may be plus or minus. For 1% it will be 2.576 or 2.58. For right tail, it is a plus value 1.6. For right tail, the value of 5% will be 1.645 or 1.65. It will be 2 decimal. And for the 1% or 0.01, it will be 2.2326 or 2.33. And just for the left tail, take the minus value. Okay, this is the tabulated value for the Z. If you use the conventional critical reason method, okay, we'll do example. It will be more easier to you.